Welcome back to another video. I swung in my chair a lot last time, so I'm going to try not to swing as much this time around. The quality sounded pretty good. I just got to make sure and still not mumble and use my proper words. But I wasn't going to make a video today, but excuse me, I was just excited and wanted to put some more content out there because, excuse me, why not? I'm drinking a root beer at the moment, so got a little bit of burp going on. But I really didn't have a topic, and then everything just kind of hit me and it started flowing. So this isn't going to be like a super deep dive, just kind of some basic points. I just want to get the brain going, I guess. I was going to look up a statistic on one of these, but I totally forgot to do it as I set up the camera. So I'll add a part in later maybe. But the topic today is going to be your outlook on life. I feel like you can talk about this infinity. Like, life is what you make it, in a nutshell. Like, we can go deep in life. That's what life is. That's kind of why I'm here. Like, there's so much to life. It's exciting. But I have more notes right here, doing better, trying to get some proper structure going on. So first topic right now is why positivity is the best, in my opinion. The best way I can explain it is your energy for it. So let's say I'm having a good morning, I woke up on time, I feel like I slept enough amount of time, I already had breakfast made, coffee's good, on to work, but I get in my car and I do spill my coffee on me. Everything's good, but my positive energy is not going to let that coffee spill really get to me. I'm like, oh, whatever. I got on my pants, I got in the car. This has happened before, quite a few times. And so, and I've had both of these situations happen. So then, let's say you have a time where you woke up late, you didn't have time to make the best coffee, you forgot to add creamer, you had to hurry and brush your teeth and go to work, and you didn't have any time to pack lunch, so you have to buy something there, which sucks since you're trying to save some money. Very true. Then you spill your coffee on top of that bad morning. That if you don't have a positive energy to that, even if the morning is rough, you just have to accept it is what it is and handle the way the situation is in the most positive, effective way. Because if you can fake your positivity, I'm not saying like you're depressed, but if you understand, I guess. If you can fake your positivity into a situation so it doesn't become a bigger conflict on your mental at the moment, you kind of contain it better. I feel like that's way more progress. Having a positive attitude lets you dictate your energy. So pretty much what I explained already. I feel like being more positive about everything has better outcomes for the most part. Not always, but I feel like it higher your odds in a way, especially if you put that positive energy out there. People who think good do good. Your thoughts are who you are was my next topic. So I feel like what you think, because what you think is who you become, and what your thoughts are is who you are. If I'm thinking about how to better myself, strengthen mentally, what I can do better to be a better father, a better speaker, how can I perform better at work, how can I be nicer, how can I contribute more to the community. I'm thinking about those things, I'm more than likely going to do those things. But if I'm thinking about like, oh, I don't lift as much, or oh, I have to do this, I'm worried about bills, and what I'm thinking about, my energy's pointing at the wrong stuff, I'm thinking about the wrong things, so I'm more into a stressed environment, which you don't want to put yourself in. You want to be as calm as possible, especially during stressful environments. And so, because what you think does matter, whether you believe it or not, because, like I said, I've had times where you're just having a bad day, you're not thinking the best of yourself, you feel like it's the worst day, but everything's flowing good, and you've had more instances where if you were having a bad day, it would have been a horrible day. But since you're in such a positive mood, those instances that would have made you react a certain way that aren't the biggest deal in the world, and you can move on. 10 seconds shouldn't cost you 60 minutes of your life, if that makes sense. You can have peak motivations, but you have to act on it, meaning like you get motivated for something, the 3 a.m. motivation, it's cool to have that, but you got to make sure and stick with it. Like when you're motivated, you should act on it and just keep trying to act on it and get the flow going as long as possible. It'll just give you higher odds for something better. Life is about environment. I am a believer on what you see, who you surround yourself with, what kind of music you listen to, what kind of TV you watch, what kind of podcast you listen to, how you exercise if you do or not, the food you put in your body. I feel like that environment itself plays a big role, whether you believe it or not. Oh, this was a fact I was going to look up. I did see this on X. I'm not 100% sure if it's true or not, but studies say that people who are to watch, like Love Island was the example they gave. I couldn't think of my own off the top of my head. Love Island was the example they made, and Aristotle was saying that people who watch that, look into that, are more likely going to act onto it because they're going to compare themselves to other people, because comparison is a thief of all joy. And Aristotle, or Plato, I believe, was in the one where no, people watch it and they get it out of their system because they don't actually act on it. But science says, what I saw, I have to look up to make sure Aristotle was the correct one, if you're seeing it, you're more than likely going to be acting in that way. So I am a firm believer, because there's even sayings like, if you hang out with a millionaire, the odds are it's just a matter of time when you become one, because you have your inner circle, you start networking is a big skill as well. We'll get into that another day. And so you are dealt with the cards you receive, meaning like some people are dealt with the crap pants and people dealt with the royal flush. That's just, the odds are you're going to be dealt with junk, and that's just how it is. Maybe a pair or two pair. I feel like I was blessed with like at least a 2 pair. I have a solid life, I feel like. Very grateful for everything. A lot of life is about your reactive emotion to things, because you can't control what you can't control. It's out of your control is what out of your control. You can only control what you can't control, and a lot of that is just how you react to life, what you do, what's your reaction, because things happen all the time. Like we can go back to the example of, if I wake up late, how am I going to react in that situation? Is it going to bug me that I had a bad morning? I'm just going to deal with it. I had a bad morning, no brushed teeth, but I got to work on time, so I didn't have any issues, I didn't have breakfast or coffee, but I'm on work on time. I look at the bright side of things, and it's my fault. How could I have prevented that? So, how you react. So if I react to the bad and I just let work get to me, I'm going to waste energy, and I'm just going to look like a fool almost, and I don't want to do that. Being calm, I feel like, does show how much wisdom you are. You're able to control your emotions. I'm not saying you have to bottle your emotions, because what did I say? Anytime you get upset at a situation, you look as bad as a fool. Contain your emotions for proper decompression. So meaning like, you don't want to act out in front of people. Not to say reputation isn't everything, but you don't want to be known for someone who does get upset. People who are calm in any situation are usually the wisest people, who make the most rational decisions, who are most productive, who are very mature, they hold their emotions in. Because it's very hard to hold your emotions in. I feel like I've came a long way in these last 6, 4, 5 years, 3 years, however you want to actually look at it. Just growing up, I look at like in my early 20s, I'm like, damn, what was I doing? I'm dumb. And I'm 28 years old now, I'm almost 30. So I want to be, in my mid 30s, I want to be looking at back like, damn, what are you doing, bro? I always want to be improving. So that's kind of the point of it all. So just thought I'd get those thoughts out there. Still thinking about intros and whatnot, but thought I'd at least post a video today. We had 9 views on the first video and 2 likes. I'll take it. I was super excited. So I just want to be, I feel like consistency is going to be the key in staying interesting and getting better, and just do a little videography here and there in the episodes. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. There's no real, we're figuring out the structure. I need to write in the project book today. I actually have not, so I'm going to do that right after this. But thank you for tuning. Special shout out to Damien for telling me he saw the show already. I was like, hey. So we don't know what the show is called yet, but right now it's the project. So